Thank you very much, Gordon. It seems that we have quite a number of offerings. We're dealing with population explosion, the legacy of apartheid, the pressures of globalization, and also issues of social justice and access to the city, which are encapsulated through issues around accessibility and transportation as an asset rather than commodity. Next, I'm going to invite Andrew Boraine to please comment.
Thanks. Thank you very much for the invitation. It's great to be here with everyone. When McKenna invited me to participate, he said, well, bring along a couple of slides to illustrate what your point is while you're talking. Now, knowing the unreliability of his technology, I thought, well, I wouldn't entrust my valuable points to a traditional PowerPoint slideshow. I hate PowerPoint, by the way. And I was watching that old 1965 Bob Dylan song, Subterranean Homesick Blues. Now, for those of you who are over 45, you'll immediately remember that's where he's outside the Savoy Hotel in London, and he has these cue cards. And it's in fact one of the first music videos. It's the precursor to music videos. And I suppose Bill Gates was probably watching it sort of PowerPoint when you translated it. So I've brought along a couple of cue cards in the spirit of Bob Dylan's Subterranean Homesick Blues 1965. And the first one goes a little bit like this. I don't know if you can see it at the back, but it's about the economy, stupid. Okay? Now, this is a slogan that Bill Clinton very effectively used in his 1992 campaign to mess up George Bush Sr. And it's a bit of a cliche, but it's true. It is all about the economy at the end of the day, and we ignore the economy of nations, of the globe, and particularly of cities and local authorities at our peril. Now my next little cue card says, the best way out of poverty is a job. There's all sorts of ways to reduce poverty, ameliorate poverty. There's social systems, there's healthcare, there's education, there's housing, there's community development. At the end of the day, if people don't have access to incomes, all that becomes fairly meaningless. And a lot of the time, because of the persistence of social needs, we tend to focus on the consumption side, on the redistribution side of the equation. We very seldom, at city level, subnational level, look at economic issues, issues of production and how people get into the economy. Now this beautiful graph here is quite simply shows us the problem that we have from an economic point of view in our region, in our city. Over the last 10 years, our economy has grown by 45%, but our labor force has grown by 16%. We have a splitting apart of the economy. We have a problem of structural unemployment. And the point I'm making here, it's not good enough to talk about growth in our cities anymore, economic growth and what we do to promote that. We've got to do something slightly different. So the next card says, more of the same is not going to work. It's really a challenge to all of us, not just in terms of the economy, but with the city design, city form, spatial form that has been mentioned here. If we carry on doing more of the same, we are simply not going to solve the problem. And here's a quote from Cyril Ramaphosa the other day, writing on unemployment issues and employment issues in the Sunday Times. He says, debate is important, action is imperative. We have seen a trail of paper policies, paper strategies, paper visions, paper plans that have gone nowhere because of lack of implementation. So 30% of the time is about asking ourselves, are we doing the right thing? Absolutely, we need new and hopefully more shared visions, common agendas, new ways of thinking about things. Absolutely necessary. 70% of our effort, however, should be how we do things, how we implement, how we make things work. Got 3 more slides here.
30 seconds.
Okay, 30 seconds to round it up.
Okay. Now, we know that space is the final frontier for humankind and also economists. But unfortunately, the converse is also true, that the economy is often the final frontier for urban designers, architects, and planners. And the question is, how do we bring the two together? How do we get planners to better understand the spatial economy, and how do we get economists to better understand the spatial economy and the built urban form? So, Chair, my proposition here, we need to redesign the city-region economic development system to achieve different outcomes. And no single organization can do it on its own, so we need a city-region partnership for inclusive growth. Thank you.
Thank you very much.